Hey gang, and welcome back to For the Cause Events, where we use the game For the Queen in order to raise money for incredible causes. This time we're raising money for the Trans Youth Equality Foundation. We're so excited to be here. I'm Justin Galliani, I use they, them pronouns. Let's do some quick introductions of who is going to be helping us tell this incredible story today. Starting off with Tommy.
Hi, I'm Tommy. You can call me Thomas T, Tommy Gun, Troy, or Vincent. Don't ask. I'll be playing Vincent Moonflower for today's event.
Incredible. And then we have Mel.
Hi everybody, I'm Mel. I will be playing Aria Fenwick, both she, her pronouns. You can find me online pretty much anywhere at MewHigh3312. You can see it in the chat there.
Amazing. And Corg.
Wanted to double check and make sure I wasn't muted. Hi there, my name is Corg the Mighty, and today I'm going to be playing Calixous Doombringer, but his friends call him Cal for short. And yeah, little dark wizard, I'm very excited.
I can't wait. Next up, Lex.
Hi guys, I'm AK Warlock. You can find me anywhere on social media as AK Warlock, and I'm going to be playing Kira. She's just a peasant.
I'm certain that she's so much more than that, and we'll find out. But first, Dakota.
Sorry. Hi, everybody. My name is Dakota. You can find me most places on the internet at Western Dakota. I use they, them pronouns, and so does my character, Lady Elizabeth Artbury, or Eliza Artbury, a lady in waiting, because lady is a title, not a gender.
Incredible. And Wolfgar.
Hello, everybody. I am Wolfgar at Reaper Wolfgar, wherever it matters, and today I am playing Wesley Kettering, who is just a simple, stable hand and all that jazz.
And all that jazz.
Get out
Well, gang. Like I said, all the donations for today's show and the previous show of this month, I don't know if you guys were able to catch that one, but they're all going directly to the Trans Youth Equality Foundation. I know that our goal originally was $250, I believe, but now it's up to $405. We've already raised $155. Let's keep it going. There's all kinds of incredible rewards to affect the game or to even take home. Certain donation amounts can vary all of those different prizes. Speaking of prizes, I know that So You Want to Be a DM myself, we're offering a ton of different prizes for $5. We have a Kids on Bikes module on there. There's also different setting modules for D&D. And then for, I think, $15, I'll show up on your podcast or your actual play as a guest. And then for $10, those are in-game things. We'll talk about those in a second. And then I think Mel is also offering some things. Mel, what are you offering?
Yes, so I have 2 rewards that you can redeem this stream. For $30, I will send you a personal tarot reading. It'll be a 3-card spread, just basic tarot. And then for $50, I will send you a personalized tarot deck. I make tarot decks mostly for my friends at this point, but it is something that I do and have a lot of fun with. So if you want something personalized, it'll be themed for whatever the cause is that we're supporting. So this month it'll be a pride theme.
Beautiful. I love that. All right. Incredible. So just so you guys know, the Trans Youth Equality Foundation is an incredible group. Since 2007, they've been providing education, advocacy, and support for transgender, non-binary, and gender non-conforming children and youth and their families. So every dollar that we raise goes to that organization through our Tiltify link, which should be popping up in the chat momentarily. And then you can click on that, redeem some of these rewards. If you're going to be affecting the game today, we would ask that you fill out the little comments so that you can answer any of the questions that may be related to the donation itself. For example, $5, you can ask a question. You can insert a question to one of our players. Then for $10, we have Rewrite, which gives you the opportunity to kind of force one of the players to redo one of their answers, to change a part of it. If they said that this did happen, maybe it didn't happen. Then there's the director's chair. You get to just add in some lore. You get to take over the director's spot for a while. You say, actually, Lady Eliza is a killer and isn't as nice as she seems, but who knows? Or they seem, excuse me. So you never know. You can have a lot of fun with that. And then for $15, you can get me to change my voice. I accidentally wrote it as DM on the overlay. That's my fault. I'm so used to D&D, it's corrupting me. But you can get me to change my voice, give me an accent as long as it's appropriate to do, because there's some I won't do. And that's just how that goes. So, if there's nothing else, I think we can start the show.
Yay.
Incredible. In the kingdom of Renthalia, 1 year ago, the queen was ambushed. She was on a diplomatic mission. Her retinue are the only ones who know what happened that day. And for the last year, rumors and gossip have filled the kingdom, and that's all the public have heard. But now, for the first time, For the Queen Studios has gathered that very retinue. We're gonna ask them the questions that we've been dying to know. And by the end, we'll find out what really happened that day. And so without further ado, a team of PAs and directors come over to meet Vincent Moonflower as they begin to usher you into a beautiful, but also minimalistic room. There's interesting lighting, and there's a director's chair, one of those kind of where the seat hangs a little bit, wooden crisscross legs. And they begin putting you in the seat and miking you up. Tommy, first, can you describe just what Vincent Moonflower looks like as they set you up for this interview?
Yeah, Vincent Moonflower has one blue eye, one green eye. He has heterochromia. He has dark black hair that's gotten way too long lately and stuff. He keeps it in like a little man bun in the back and stuff. He's currently in more casual clothing. Usually when you see him, you would find him in knight's clothing and stuff. He's what's the word I'm looking for? It might just be knight. I know, honestly. He's a knight of the kingdom. So you would just find him more in like armor and everything and stuff. But for some reason today, they pulled him on one of his days off and were just like, "Hey, we need you to do this." And he's just like, "Oh, okay, I guess." He also has like a not a full beer, more 5 o'clock shadow than anything. Yeah, I think that's about it about him.
Incredible. Well, we've already gotten an incredible $100 donation. Thank you so much. And it just said that I can pick whatever voice I want. And since that's it's supposed to be just $15. So I guess I'll just change my voice a lot in this next couple minutes. See how that goes. Why not? Oh boy. Okay.
New director every 5 minutes.
Right? Okay, director, behind the camera, asks you. You're all mic'd up. The Queen thinks more highly of you than you do of yourself. Or she did, rather. How did you know that, though?
Well, it's really hard to describe. I wouldn't say that I was her personal knight or anything like that, but if ever there was something that she needed, I was there, and I would make sure to tend to her every need, protect her, do detail work, keep others in line, the usual stuff.
All right. That sounds all right.
I guess you could say I was dependable more than most.
Of course. Well, I think we'll have more questions for you in the future. Sit tight for now. As that director leaves that area and begins to grab our next interviewee. as they walk in and they grab Aria and they start bringing you into a totally different room. It's so different, but it also evocative of maybe that time period. We are in a medieval sort of fantasy landscape. This room seems to have a backdrop of just a beautiful mountainscape with a rainbow over it, and yet the lighting illustrates drama. As they dim everything, you're mic'd up. The director asks you, or please describe what you look like. I'm so sorry.
So Aria is all dolled up for the camera. She's dolled up for one of her stage shows, makeup done, hair back, on with her costume, everything ready to go. She looks like she's ready to hit the stage and perform.
Well, that is amazing. I love to hear that. You obviously came to impress. But I must ask you a question. Obviously, you have heard of the ambush from a year ago, and so I must, the rumors they are going about. When did you know that you would never forgive the queen?
Well, I'm a performer. I'm on a break, obviously. Can't sing with a voice like this. I need to rest it. I need to be able to give my fans the show that they want going forward. But when she decided that she was going to bring another bard on in my absence, that puts my contract at risk. And I need to be able to travel with her. I've been a bard in the court for years now. And her putting someone else in my slot while I'm gone recovering, that just puts my contract at risk. I don't know if I can forgive her for that one.
Of course, I understand. But there can only be two bards. Yes, of course. Actually, Aria, it's interesting you bring this up because we were talking to Calixous Doombringer, and he brought something up that was very interesting. Here's what he said. He shows you a small crystal screen that shows like a confessional tape of Calixous asking this question.
Now, personally, Aria is a fantastic performer. She is able to just do some incredible things. But, when I initially found out that they were going to bring another bard onto the docket, potentially, I found myself questioning whether there were any potential deep-seated misgivings from that point forward. Right? All it takes is one slip of information to the wrong people in order to lead to an ambush is all that I am saying. So I'm wondering if that is indeed true.
Well, no, that felt too much like an accusation for my liking. I certainly didn't do anything of the sort.
Well, that is very fascinating. I think we must move on and ask other people questions. All right. Next up, we have Calixous. As same situation, somebody comes, grabs you. This time, there's like a beautiful stone bench in a room that just is made of stone. So it's very natural. There's a lot of dark lighting. But then there's like recessed lighting in the floor as these like glowing orbs rise magically. And the director seems to be like fuddling through some notes. Please, can you describe what you look like?
Yes, so I'm going to actually say, curse you, Vincent, you stole the long-haired look from me beforehand. My hair is also equally as long, but it's very dark and it is incredibly unkempt. It is falling over my face, not in like a cruel, edgy way, but in this man has probably not really taken full care of himself physically. There's a slight musk to him whenever he goes around. Nobody can quite pinpoint what it is or what the actual smell is coming from. And as for his getup, I would have gotten a cloak, but unfortunately I am cloakless behavior. I really wanted that for this. So instead we've got a dark jacket on, purple eyes that flare up whenever he casts a spell. Little bit hunched over. He's got a bit what's the term when your neck is really forward when you're gaming? Oh god, I can't remember the term for it. It looks like that. Yeah. I think it's called turtleneck or something like that. That's just a shirt. But yes.
Well, nonetheless, the director behind the thing finally finds a note. As they start reading the question, their eyebrows get raised and they, all right, I must ask you a question. First of all, Calixous, it's very nice to see you again.
Yes, of course.
You look well. Be prepared for this question. The Queen, this is what we have heard through reputable sources, that the Queen was responsible for the death of someone you loved. Who exactly was that and what happened?
You see, I was not always once the harbor of dark magics that I am today. I was once a simple country boy, living out my life, had a fiancé even. The Queen found me one day. She recognized my potential for the magics that I possessed, but saw that something in my life might have been holding me back. But not my relationship, mind you. I got married to my wife. We're living lovely. I'm talking about my dear pet rat. My dear pet rat Sanjay.
Sanjay.
Listen, when you get a rat, they don't tell you how much time it takes to take care of them, okay? How much time and resources and money it takes to go into it, okay?
Of course.
Yes. Now, I was told that Sanjay was sent to a farm, but I know what that means. It means that he was teleported to the ethereal plane and is currently hanging out with the gods, I understand.
Well, that is quite interesting. I see that we have very many questions for you from some of our other people that we've been speaking with. We've been gathering information as they have questions. I don't know when's the last time you've spoken to Kira, but Kira had a question for you. Also, you don't currently have rats on you, do you?
Well, I mean, I've got this, and he opens his cloak, and like 3 cute ones like poke out from a little pocket, and it's like, this one is Georgie,
Incredible.
this one is Sandra, this one is Calixous Jr.
Beautiful.
I don't like the way. No.
You immediately see that the director has a large, what can only be described as a large pocketbook.
Mm-hmm.
And you begin to hear growling from within the pocketbook as you reveal the rats, as if a small, let's say, terrier is inside of the director's bag, because a donation said I have to do that. So now, so I have a dog in a bag. So the idea of a dog in a bag is so funny to me. Okay, so I have a dog in a bag, and it just.
How
I'm so sorry about
hypergenic
that.
is yours? Let's we'll compare.
I apologize. Please look at this question from Kira. Kira, please.
So this girl in kind of ratty clothes, long hair, blue eyes, is sitting there with a rat. I don't know who sent me this rat, but it needs to go back to its home because it's whispering weird things in my ear, and I don't know what to. I'd help.
Sanjay! Sanjay, is that you? I would recognize. He has a little white mark going on his back. I'd recognize that anywhere. Oh my gosh! Wait a minute. This is a recording. I can't ask Kira back a question.
No, you're
right?
not talking to Kira. But listen, we have done a DNA test, and you are the father. Sorry, couldn't resist.
Oh!
Okay.
Oh, my boy! Oh.
Calling one of the racks Calixous Jr. takes a whole new meaning.
Yep.
Well, I mean, now that the
amazing.
queen is gone, I can devote my time to rat collecting again, so that's good. Sanjay, I know you can't hear me through the screen, but you're going to meet so many of your brothers and sisters. I have at least 200 in a basement somewhere.
Well, it does appear we have another question from another one of your colleagues, somebody that you may or may not remember or be familiar with, but it is from Aria.
I just find it funny that you're talking about whispers and rumors and pulling it off like my little contract, which I'm sure is safe. Hopefully, at least my agent says so. You're talking to me about that, and you're out here saying you thought she killed your rat? Who's to say you're not whispering and rumoring? Who's to say you're not the one doing it?
Now, to all of you watching at home, because this is a documentary that we're filming. I don't know. What is a question to the director? What's like the net audience that you guys are expecting? Have you guys done a documentary before?
Yeah, well, we're hoping that we can send this to a film festival, yeah?
Ah, okay, yes. Moondance, yes, I like, I hear that one's pretty good.
Moondance is good, Moondance is good, Sunfight is good.
Yep. Yes, okay. So we're looking at a sizable audience. Okay, cool. So to the people watching at home, I know how this looks. Okay, I've been dealing it for years. Okay, you got one guy right here, purple eyes, the rats everywhere. He opens up his pocket. There are 4 more rats in another pocket on the side.
No, this is all right. Sorry.
Cast silence. But a wielder of the dark magics, it's going to attract some suspicion. Okay, I mean the name, Calixous Doombringer. You think I chose that? No, the Doombringer family name has gone on for generations. We didn't get to choose that. Blame my great grandfather. Okay, I will not deny that I might have heard whisperings here and there because the Queen trusted me with certain matters. But would I ever betray the Queen? I guess you're just gonna have to wait and find out. Editor, transition! And he's actually doing that.
No, that is my job. That is my job. Hold on. All right. Next up, we will bring in our next interviewee. This is Kira. We've seen her before, but now we get to see her just alone in this room as we bring her in to a room that has just a single throne in the middle. It looks eerily similar to the Queen's throne. Is the director trying to say something? I don't know. Kira, please describe what you look like.
Okay, so since the video that was sent in with the rat saying that it was whispering things, her demeanor has changed. Her clothing has changed. She is now going to walk in, still same long brown hair, but she's in pretty much all black. Not robes, not armor, just a black tunic, black pants, black boots. Walks in, kind of traces the throne before sitting down on one of the stairs leading up to it, and then crosses her knee over her leg over one knee, and then just waits for her question.
Incredible. So, obviously, you've heard of the Queen's ambush. That happened a year ago. Everybody was talking about it. But we're still trying to understand exactly what y'all's relationship was with each other. How close was each of you with the Queen? And so I has to ask you, when was the last time that you had the Queen's undivided attention? And do you hope to have it again?
The one time that I had her attention was when my cattle got in the way of someone who was attacking. He tripped over the cow stepped on him, and it was a whole situation. She thanked me by giving me a piece of stone that I put into a necklace. Not exactly sure why a stone. She could have given me another cattle, saved with the enemy. Anyway, it's a whole different story. But instead, she gave me a stone. And honestly, I don't know if she would give me another stone if she saw me, so I'd rather not waste my time.
All right. I mean, yeah, that makes sense. Have you ever had the stone appraised? Oh, sorry, listen. Actually, before you even answer that, I got a question for you that we was talking to Calixous. Your old buddy Cal. You remember him. Him and his rats. We got him. I brought it. Listen to this. And he shows you. He like magically and like an LCD screen shows up.
Now, Kira. Actually, this would technically be recorded in the past, so I wouldn't even know about the rat at that point. I don't know, continuity type stuff. Anyways, I have to wonder. Now, the Queen knows many arcane matters, as she has come to me on advisement on a couple of them. I know that she possesses many intrinsic artifacts and things of that nature. I'm wondering if you've noticed anything strange going on about you? I know that you've mentioned whispers to me before. Have you pinpointed maybe those whispers are perhaps coming from something within the stone? Also, before this wraps up, I want to say that sounds like a case of bovine intervention. I just wanted to get that out there. Since getting fired from the Queen, I've been taking some comedy classes. But yes.
This is about the rat, isn't it? See, I heard rumors about a sorcerer who had an obsession with rats, and they, secretly they call his wizard tower the Rat Tail. But I don't know. I didn't start hearing weird whispers until Sanjay showed up at my farm. I don't know where he is, by the way.
Well, I bet you that's an interesting I like what you're telling me. It's an interesting story. Unfortunately, we do have to move on, to somebody else. Somebody who loves Minnesota, she does. They do. Sorry about that. Goodness gracious. Listen, we're going to have to bring in our next interviewee as we walk into the room and we pull out Lady Eliza Artbury as bringing you into this next room, kind of playing on the opposite of Kira, where we have the peasant, the quote-unquote peasant girl. Their words, not mine. Peasant girl coming in a room with a throne, kind of a switch up. We bring in Lady Eliza into like a stable just full of hay. They're asking you to sit on a hay bale itself. As please describe what you look like.
Lady Eliza looks like your very typical, like something out of the Marie Antoinette movie. She is wearing all the latest fashions from across the kingdom, all the jewels, and they have a very magnificent fan that I don't have, and they are just fluttering away.
Yeah, I hear ya. I hear it, oofta. Listen, so, gosh, there's so many rumors about the queen, and only so many people really knew her. Obviously the retinue, we're thinking. So I gotta ask ya, Lady Eliza, we heard that the queen, she made a dire threat before that journey. Did she ever carry it out?
The thing about being a lady in waiting is that you get all of the best drama throughout the region and the realm and the kingdom, and you're technically supposed to keep it all secret, but for you, darling, I will tell you anything, of course. You see, she had made a threat about a certain bard. Apparently there were some rumors going around about said bard's capability to perform, something about vocal rest, so on and so forth. Who really knows? Honestly, after this long year, we've all been grieving, seriously, we've all been grieving so terribly. But you see, I don't think she would carry it out, no. I think the Queen has quite a soft spot for that specific bard, but again, you didn't hear this from me. I've certainly
we are videotaping. We are recording.
Oh, well, let's just say
so
then...
I did explicitly hear it from you, unfortunately.
A friend told me that a certain queen and a certain bard were getting along swimmingly.
Okay. All right. Well, that's interesting information there. Listen, if you want us to blur your face out and change your voice, we can do it in the post.
No.
Okay.
I want all the attention on me for sure.
Of course. No problem. We'll give you a good edit. Okay. As we move on.
I believe that Vincent had an exclamation point there.
I'm sorry, Vincent. I did not see your question. So first, the director says, gosh, listen, real quick, if you could do me a big favor, you could answer this question that we got here from Vincent Moonflower. I don't know if you remember him, but listen, I gotta take my dog out real quick, okay? I think he pooped in my bag. And it's a Michael Kors, so it's just ruined. Sure. It's just ruined.
You got me. I hate you. You got me. I hate you.
Pooped in my Michael Kors bag. Darn it.
In your white
please.
Michael Kors bag.
Please, Tommy, answer.
Okay. Oh yeah. I'm not one to really listen to rumors like that, but there was always one person, her name is Lady Eliza. She's a really great person, really wonderful. But I'm wondering, with all her knowledge, did she know that the Queen was going to get ambushed? Seems like she might, since, she knows almost everything about anyone and everything. But, I'm not trying to make any speculations.
Did I know? Knowing is such a complex doctrine, if you will. Knowing and hearing are two very different things. Sure, you hear things from time to time, but actually processing them and believing them, that is entirely a different thing. Don't you think that if there was an actual threat on the Queen's life, that I certainly would have said something to my favorite knight, Vincent? Of course I would have. You see, being a lady in waiting, if I don't have a queen, I'm simply just a lady. By title, not by gender.
Well, it does appear we have another question for you. It looks like, Cal, you remember Doombringer.
Yes.
What a
Don't
statement.
cry.
Yeah, good guy. Bunch of rats, but, Anyway,
Rats are all
here's this.
Now, as many of you watching are aware, it has been a year since the tragic passing of our queen. However, I have managed to keep tabs on some of the folks, some of the retinue that was with her upon her passing. My rats have done a good job of, gathering information. And in the process of doing so, I've happened to notice that in the year after the Queen's passing, one Lady Eliza has had their land holdings within the previous Queen's territory expand a bit. Certain aspects of the kingdom's trade have fallen under their, how shall you say, very well-kept gaze, I suppose. So I simply have to ask, what is the reasoning behind this sudden economical and power-based growth?
Oh, I knew this question was going to come. You see, the Queen and I were very dear and near friends. We had been friends since childhood, just about. And in her will, on her, of course, untimely demise, she left to me some of her beloved land and peasants and horses and farms. And I simply at first did not want to accept because it was too hard. It was too hard to accept something from... I'm sorry. It was just too hard to accept, but they needed somebody to take care of them, and so I graciously and with all of the strength I could muster took on the responsibility of governing them, of course.
Mm-hmm. Somebody comes from off camera and hands you a box of tissues.
Thank you, darling. Thank you so much.
As we move on to our final interviewee, running out of voices. Okay, here's one. This one makes no sense here if the other ones did. Okay. Well, it looks like next we have our next interviewee. He was part of the retinue. He was close to the Queen in different ways, and they may have the answers that we need to figure out exactly what the heck happened. All right. As somebody comes and grabs you, Wesley, from like a green room area sort of thing and starts bringing you into where the interview is actually going to take place, you see that you are put into a room made of mirrors. Infinite reflections of yourself, looking at yourself as a camera also is looking at you. The director standing behind that. Please describe what what Wesley looks like.
No.
Oh no, are you with us, Wolf? You are.
Wesley is a redhead. Yeah, I'm here. Yes.
No, sorry, there was a delay.
Wesley is a redhead that had... There's a delay. Oh, no.
You're good.
Oh, no. Did it work? Okay, I think. So Wesley is a redhead and has freckles and has like almost an emerald green eyes. Is very tall, kind of built almost like a brick house kind of have to be when you're taking care of the Queen's horses and livestock. And just kind of is looking around a little bit confused. Everything is shiny. He kind of mutters to himself of, I never thought I'd see myself from every angle. And then he will just kind of sit down and look at this lovely director.
Amazing. As you sit down in this room of mirrors, the director says to you, well, now we're talking about the Queen's ambush that happened a year ago. And now, we've been doing a little bit of research. We understand that one time you were summoned to a private meeting with the Queen. Why did you feel disappointed afterwards? We heard that Your affectation after the meeting was one of disappointment. Expert body language people saw you after the meeting and they said yous was disappointed. Why?
There was 5 of them in the hallway right afterwards. They were ready.
Well, I think part of it was just really my confusion on why she wanted to meet with me privately. I mean, not that we didn't have a rapport of a sort anyway, but it was more of just what's the word for it? I guess it was also the timing. I was sort of awoken out of my slumber after a hard day's worth of work, and I think I was just more disappointed by the fact that I was having a really good dream and she seemed to throw me off for something that, you know, which seems to be what's the word, small potatoes after the fact, you know, being a year, everything that happened a year ago, it just kind of seems small potatoes now.
Well, I understand that. I think that makes a ton of sense. I'm a little curious. Can you tell us what the meeting was about?
Oh, she was having me get her favorite war horse, all retinue, and then making sure that everybody was outfitted. Essentially, she was real anxious about having that be a thing that needed to happen post haste in the middle of the night for some reason.
Interesting. In the middle of the night, you say? Interesting. Well, listen, we was talking to Lady Eliza before, and here's what she had to say. You're muted.
Yeah. You know, I just find it so interesting that Wesley, of all people, were called to a meeting late in the middle of the night to get the warhorse, and I was not informed of this. Interesting that people want to accuse me of setting the Queen up for failure, when it seems like she was setting herself up for failure, getting her prized warhorse out in the middle of the night. Tell me, Wesley, do you happen to know why she asked for the horse?
I didn't. I understand the confusion here. I was just doing what my queen asked. I didn't necessarily question it. Although I do find it really interesting that someone who is supposed to hold the king's trust holds so much or queen's trust, holds so much distrust of me. I am just a simple keeper of the stables, as it were. And, you know, all things considered, who knows?
Well, I'll be. There seems to be some tension in this group. Something fierce. I think we should bring everybody together in one room. See how they react when they're answering questions, as the other members of the retinue are watching them. I like this idea. I'll coin it a reunion. Amazing. And with that, all of you are led into a studio room. Beautiful leather couches. Wrap around kind of long enough for all of you to take a seat, but not long enough that you can have too much space in between you. The drama is there. The heat's kicked up just a little bit in the room. As the lights come on and the director takes their seat behind the camera once again and directs this first question to Vincent Moonflower. As I think of another voice. Okay, I have it.
You're doing great, Justin.
Thank you so much.
You're doing great, sweetie.
You're doing great.
I literally was just about to do that. Brooklyn grandma. Here it comes. As the director has like a microphone, and you're all sitting on the couch next to one another. Well, listen, darling. Vincent, this first question, actually, it's for you. It's for you.
Oh, wonderful.
I figured we would start right off the bat with a spicy one. Vincent,
Okay.
when did you realize that you were in love with the queen?
What? Me in love with the queen? You must be you must be out of your mind. I'm just a knight. I could never be in love with someone as wonderful and glorious as the queen. But besides, she has her husband and her many children, and she has a kingdom to think of. There will be no time for me, of all people, to even think about that.
I think that was actually more of an answer than you attempted to give, but I think. Oh, it looks like people are just raising their hands on the couch. Interesting. Let's run with that. Let's see how that goes. Yes, Lady Eliza.
Vincent, are you aware that Aria and the Queen oftentimes would be spotted by them lonesome? Just thought that might be an interesting little tidbit that you would like to hear.
As a knight, my job is to protect the people of the kingdom, not to worry about who is inside of one's bedchambers at any hours of the day, evening, night.
Just a rumor, thought you'd like to know it.
Now listen, before we've had a third party that's been included in this accusation going on here, but first I would like to hear from Kira, and then we'll get to Aria next.
You know, it's funny that you suggest a rumor, Lady Eliza, when I have seen you and the Queen out in the fields, hiding from other people while on their walk.
And what of it, baby?
Your awesome powers now.
I don't know. I just work here, man. I'm just letting whatever happen
That was awesome.
Yes, and hello.
Are you jealous?
Me? I'm a peasant girl. No.
Awfully suspicious that you're keeping tabs on me.
You were walking in my field of my farm.
Right, sure. Isn't it the Queen's land, technically?
Yes, but I manage it for the Queen. So I have to keep tabs on it, or I lose my head. So obviously, I'm going to pay attention to things in my field.
Sure.
Yes, let's hand it over to Aria. Aria, do you still have a question?
First of all, Lady Eliza, I am certain that the Queen gave you enough of an incentive to make sure that nobody knew that her and I had our meetings. So,
But she's not here now, is she?
Yeah, but I am certain that kept coming. So I'm a little curious how you expect that to keep coming when you're on air airing my dirty laundry.
So it's true then.
I said nothing of the sort. But also, Vincent, if this rumor is going around, if you were so closely guarding the Queen and her best interest, why didn't you know?
It's not a knight's job to look at the specifics. You simply follow your orders. I do not put myself in the middle of these small squabbles, if you will.
See, but is that maybe why you didn't know she was getting ambushed last year?
Oh.
I unfortunately am regrettably. I feel as though I am, at the time at least, was lacking in my duties. as much as I care for my queen, I wish I could have done more.
Gasps heard around the studio. Sorry, hey, guys, we're recording here. Please, no reactions. Sorry about that. New grip, guys. What are you gonna do? Yeah, Calixous, please.
I just want to round this out with one last thing. Vincent, Aria, Lady Eliza. It's called a polycule. Like, it's not wrong. Like, it's okay. Right?
I never said it wasn't.
I cannot
Figure it out.
be in a relationship with the queen whatsoever, no matter what. I am just a knight. Well, yes, at the time when she was alive, I could not be in a relationship with her because I am just a knight.
Yes, and my name is Calixous Happybringer, and I love ponies and things of that nature. Okay.
You're Wizard Rat Tail.
Yes, and he actually holds up. I pulled this from the other. I don't have a rat stuffed animal, so I just grabbed a corgi because we saw corgis earlier. He has Sanjay in his hand, and he is like just slightly stroking the head.
Incredible. A small Louis Vuitton bag begins barking and moving towards you slightly.
Louis Vuitton.
It's a different bag. Yeah, this is a different dog, different bag. But
Sure.
as that's happening, the director, voice changed now, will say to you, Aria, will say, so listen, Aria, I have a question for you. I was wondering, we're already talking so much. We've already spilled the beans on so many different things. Communication, it's healthy, it's beautiful. It's how we're going to get to the bottom of this. So that I got to ask you. On that day, the day of the ambush, if you can put yourself back there in your mind's eye, what did you bring with you to protect the queen, if anything?
Well,
I added that last part.
Well, I'm not paid to protect. I was brought along for my bardic skills and my company. Because, I'm just a pleasant person to be around, obviously. So, really what I brought with me was just my wit and wherewithal. And, I'm not a weapons person. I think they're a little ugly and a little dirty. I don't really touch them. That's other people's job. I was there for entertainment. I was not there expecting an ambush or to have to, fight and get my hands dirty. So I did my best with nothing, essentially.
All right. Very interesting. Let's stay on the topic of the day of the ambush while we're at it. But I would love to pivot over to Calixous. I have a question for you regarding. Let's hope that this question makes sense grammatically for what I'm trying to do here. Specifically on the day of the ambush. The queen, again, we have sources. I can't divulge that. I as a documentarian, I'm sort of a journalist. The queen made you feel something that you've never felt before.
Oh, did she?
Now, obviously, circumstances be as they are. Would you like that to happen again? Were you looking for it to happen again after that situation?
Oh my god.
Oh.
I have all these new feelings.
I'm just going to start by saying to our director friend over here, you guys are gonna make so much money off of this. I just can't even begin to say. All right, Queen made me feel something I've never felt before. The Queen presents herself as a woman of the people. to some degree, right? Her tax policies, amazing. The rent freezes, fantastic. All the public parks that were built, 100%. But let me just say, it was not all sunshine and rainbows. There was a darkness in the Queen sometime. A darkness that she needed to know how to control and weave in order to gain benefit out of it. Most people would throw that away, right? The willingness to do what is necessary to get down and dirty for her kingdom. If there was a foreign diplomat that came in saying that they were going to take a bunch of our lands and make things worse for the citizen, she wouldn't just politely tell them no. She would start to throw hands. And let me just say, as a fellow wielder of the darkness, that his eyes flash a bit purple in excitement, it was certainly exciting to see. And yes, I would very much like it to happen again. Also, she's surprisingly good with rats. Like, they really took to her. Sanjay, you would have loved her. I'm sorry that she sent you away to Kira, apparently. Good boy.
Incredible. It looks like that no one has any objections to any of that. That all checked out. Incredible. You'll have to see it. After Calixous, we got Kira. Kira, I have a question for you that is very specific to the day of the ambush.
I bet it is.
On the day, it surely is. And if not, I'll find a way. But so on the day of the ambush, there's rumors that Hughes was thinking about abandoning the retinue. But somebody, not the Queen, somebody got you to stay. Who was that? What did they say? Why were you gonna leave? Take your time.
You know, despite our differences, you know, me being just a peasant girl that works on a farm, Lady Eliza is the only reason why I stayed. I'm still waiting for that steak dinner, though.
Yes, of course, Lady Eliza, please.
And are you going to tell them why? Or do you want to leave them in suspense? Because I wouldn't mind telling them if you don't.
By all means.
Oh, goodness. So, you see, our darling Kira here came up to me and we had a conversation because Kira was feeling very uncertain about her place in all of this. I mean, considering that she is just a peasant girl from a farm. And I said, darling, darling, darling Kira, the Queen does not surround herself with people who are just. Not just a knight, not just a bard, not just a rat, dark wizard man, and not just a stable boy. The Queen surrounds herself with people of intrigue and of mystique and, in my personal opinion, of very good looks. And darling, you certainly have the best out of all of them.
Well, I still agree to disagree with you on that one, Lady Eliza.
Speaking of Lady Eliza, actually, I have a question for you. Now that I've dealt with my dachshund inside of this Dior bag, I'm prepared to ask you our next question. This question actually has been, I understand it, sent in by Raven. How whimsical. This question, it seems it comes from Jasper. He was your neighbor I'm understood. He asks, when was the last time that the Queen embarrassed you?
Jasper. You see, Jasper was an individual back in high school who was trying to court me. Granted, can you blame them? And, well, it was my Sweet 16 party, and Jasper decided to linger behind to help us pick up. And it was so sweet and so kind of Jasper. And the Queen decided it would be hilarious if she informed Jasper of my own crush of them. Now, granted, she did not do it in the most polite way. And, well, I'm surprised Jasper sent a raven. I haven't seen them in quite some time. I wonder what happened. Dear me. Anyway, that was the last time. It hasn't happened since, and I will not be able to elaborate as to why.
Why, that is fascinating. But it does seem that Wesley Kettering has a question. And then Vincent.
I don't mean to be rude, Lady Eliza, but as somebody of distinction, to have the title of lady, do you often make it a habit of making certain folk, find optimal positions elsewhere?
You know, I think a lot of people assume that just because I am a lady, that I have a lot of power. It's actually not true. Mostly ladies in waiting are rich, well-liked ladies who just hang out with the Queen and are sort of her confidant. Now, I could suggest to the Queen that a certain individual perhaps gets a better position. If you're trying to insinuate that Jasper got a better position, I regret to inform you that they did not.
I wasn't necessarily saying that much, but, again, you may not have had the power then, but you certainly have a great deal of power now. One often wonders what you would do with it.
Oh, Well, you know, when you've spent most of your life being a lady in waiting, collecting secrets and rumors, holding it against certain people, of course, nothing short of blackmail, granted, but I will have to think on that. Having that much power does sound like fun, though.
And I believe, Vincent, do you still have a question?
Yes. Excuse me, Lady Eliza. It's just that you are one of the most well-loved people in the kingdom, and you know so much about the ins and outs and going-ons. It just makes me wonder if the Queen embarrassed you that one time. Did you hold something against her?
Did I hold anything against her?
With all the information that you would probably have, it just makes me wonder. Did you have something on the Queen?
The thing about the Queen is that I have many things on the Queen. I have to. That was my job as her lady-in-waiting. Now, that I would not use any of those things against her because I loved her very dearly and I would never want anything bad to happen to her, of course. But no, that specific moment I did not hold against her.
So there was another?
Oh, darling, that wasn't the question, I don't believe.
Very true, very true. My apologies.
Well, it appears we have some interesting drama. Let us move on. What voice am I doing? Just get yourself together.
The amalgamation, the singularity voice.
It's slowly starting
to All right. Let's, Sunday. All right, that'll work.
Macho me.
Monster Trucks Rally Sunday. Wesley Kettering, here's your question. Now, I understand that this ambush happened while you and the rest of the retinue were on journey in order to complete a diplomatic mission. Along that journey, it has come to our understanding that the Queen would often remind you of her status. How did she do that? Wesley, can you hear us?
Oh, I didn't know you were talking to me. I did not
So
know it was
sorry.
directed at me.
Nah.
That's my fault.
You're good. Don't even worry about it. I can repeat the question if you need to.
No, I could see it. So, well, I think it must have been that real pretty crown that she tended to bring along with her, and also by simply stating and reminding me. I think it's because I talk slow. Maybe she thought that I needed to hear it over and over again. But I mean, that's kind of her way that she talked to me anyway. I can't speak for everybody else, but
Of course, naturally. Well, that's very interesting. And unlike any documentary that you've ever seen, we'll be heading to intermission at this moment. It's a long one.
It's a new
We're
format.
not like one of those
Crystal.
Netflix ones where we're gonna break this into 16 episodes. We're not gonna do that to you.
And take like
All of
4
it is
years
tonight,
to
baby.
create.
So, gang, we're gonna take a very quick break. We're gonna take about a 5-minute break, handle what we need to handle, and we'll come back. So please, that link is still in there. Hit the Tiltify. You can set up different things. I'll talk in more voices as we go along because $100 seems like a lot for me to do that. So I'm just gonna keep thinking of voices and having fun. Sorry, not sorry. But we'll see you right after this quick break. See you soon, guys. Hey, gang, and we're back, and the gang's all here. If you're just joining us, welcome. We're for the cause, and we're doing this incredible event where we're raising money for the Trans Youth Equality Foundation that helps out with advocacy and support and education for transgender, non-binary, gender non-conforming individuals, kids and their families, and it's incredible. So we've already raised $305. We're trying to hit 405, so try and get into that Tiltify. You can affect the game and make me continue to do crazy voices. But I've heard that if you donate for that particular one, Lady Eliza will talk in a Minnesota accent for the rest of the show. So, I mean, you got to do that. But also you can add in and do other things. There's incredible prizes you can get. Check it out. Without further ado, let's jump back into our show. The Queen has been ambushed 1 year ago. We're joined today. Actually, I'm supposed to do voices. 1 year ago, the Queen was ambushed on the way to a diplomatic mission. The only ones who know exactly what happened that day were the Queen's retinue. We've been speaking with them and asking them questions. Once again, they are here on this beautiful leather, large couch. And we will ask them even more questions so that we may get down to the bottom of exactly what happened that day. And so, our first question is for Vincent Moonflower. Vincent.
Yes.
I know that your relationship with the Queen was a close one, but think back to that journey, right before the ambush. When was the last time that the Queen was gentle with you?
It was a gloomy evening. We had just got done with a ball, and the Queen, she had to deal with a lot of people, insinuating circumstances. There was so much happening in the day. Several arrests happened because of certain person being a little bit too rowdy. I felt like I could have done a little bit better, but she assured me that I did as much as I could. It was also the first time that she put her hands on my cheek, just to calm me. It wasn't like that. It wasn't anything like that whatsoever. It's just that she's a very nice and calm person, and she believes that, contact, skin to skin contact is calming to the person.
Vincent, skin to skin. You mean to say, and we're all wondering the same question, ungloved hand?
Look, as much as I would love to say whether the gloves was hand or was what the glove was hand, the hand was gloved or ungloved, I don't think that's very appropriate and stuff. I think that you should be probably asking that to Aria or someone.
Very interesting. But I will ask the question. Oh, wait, actually, Calixous will ask a question this time.
Just come up behind you. Hello there.
Hello,
General Kenobi?
It's the version where General Grievous pulls out all of the different lightsabers. to
Right,
start
right.
to flip off. All right. Now, I don't exactly have. Actually, no, wait, I do have a question. I just wanted to quickly call out one of my rats was in the venue at the time, and I can confirm the hand was ungloved. So.
Are we really going to take the words of a wizard of the dark arts?
Well, great question. I will, because I think it's gonna sell tickets when we do this at the Moon Dance Festival. But yes, Lady Eliza.
Cal just like Cal sneaks a low 5 to the director.
You know, Doombringer, you and I really should work in cahoots more often. Your rats sound fantastic.
What's the pay?
You and I will
You got
talk
pension?
later.
You got vacation days?
We'll talk later.
All right. I need dental. My teeth are horrible from the dark magic.
Well, of course, darling, of course.
Okay, good. Do you have at least 200 square meters for my rats to be able to do their stuff in?
Well, I did just come upon quite a lot of land, so whatever you need, I've got you.
Right. We'll talk.
All right. Well, listen. Unfortunately, we gotta move on. Okay? We gotta do it. It's good. So, listen. Next up. No. Listen. Next up, Aria. I'm gonna ask you a question, okay? No. This is fine. Listen, I know, because again, we talked to a lot of people. I talked to so many people. And what they had told me was that the Queen ordered you to do something that you would regret. Now I gotta ask, have you forgiven yourself for doing it?
Going to start this off by saying, darling, I don't really believe in holding on to regrets. I think that's a waste of time. So, yes, I have forgiven myself for doing it. But all information is good information. And as a bard, you can tend to kind of get into many circles, especially if you're as talented as I am, as, all the performing around the kingdoms and such. So sending me into a kingdom that we were not on the best of terms with, just to see what sort of information I could bring back to her, I knew it would be dangerous. But again, I kind of went where she asked me. We'll say I was happy to do her the favor, we'll say.
Okay. Well, moving on. Voice.
Calixous, I have a question for you. I've been holding this one in my back pocket this whole time. The question is as follows.
Oh my god.
I don't have your precious. That's what you're going to ask me.
No. I just need my Ohana.
No.
I got it.
I was holding on so well, and then that came out.
I can't do it.
Now, Cal, listen. As you know, we talked to many people. We talked to lots of little birds. And they told us that the Queen, one time the Queen, she isolated you, and she asked you why you would serve her. Did you give her an honest answer?
Before I answer that, I want to quickly ask our director, are you okay? Because this entire time your voices have been modulating through a variety of other things. I heard somebody gossiping that you might be like a shapeshifter, like a changeling, which no problem with. But...
That's ridiculous.
Okay.
No,
You're doing all right. Do you need a throat lozenge or something?
no, this is normal.
All right. Just want to let you know, it seems like some blue fur is starting to come on across your skin a little bit. You might want to get that looked at. I might have a spell that can work with that, but it might take like a finger or something. Anyways, so I'll start by saying yes, she did get an honest answer. The dark arts are many things. Dishonest, though, no. In order to practice the dark arts, you must be very accurate. You must know what the spell is going to do and what the potential repercussions are going to be, because sometimes that stuff is awful. All right. Now, demonic arts are another thing. That involves like fey pacts and devil deals. That's the dishonest one. The shadow magics, that's more upfront. Okay. So I pride myself on being honest. And did she get an honest answer? Yes. What that answer was? Dental. The kingdom has a great dental plan. Also, some slight diplomatic immunities for manipulating darkness. I did not know that was going to be a thing, but that has actually come in handy more times than you might think. The queen asked me for some messy favors at times, and potentially some of those messy favors landed her in the state that she found herself in a year ago. But
Yes.
no.
Oh, yes. Vincent, you have a question?
Yes, with all these dark dealings that you've been doing, Callus, do you think it was one of those dark dealings that spelled doom for our queen?
Well, I couldn't say for sure. See, the nature of fate is ever-changing, my friend. Its weaves, its spiderwebs are constantly going from one to another. Right?
Oh, don't
We
you
cannot-
know, darling, that it just so happens that... Don't worry about it.
I hear
Don't
a
worry about
Minnesotan.
it.
Where are they?
Don't worry about it.
Minnesotans are the only weakness against the dark arts.
I knew it. I always knew it. Could be nothing else.
So, I will say that the Queen on multiple occasions asked me for certain favors befitting of my services. Sometimes the acts that were performed may have created some animosities from the people that they were cast against. Now, was it the specific people that we might have pissed off that led to the Queen's end? I was not privy to that information, as she kept her own secrets. But I would be lying, and we know how I pride my honesty, I would be lying if I were to say no for certain.
Well, I think that's pretty interesting information there. Very good. Very good, then. All right, let's move on, shall we? Next up, after Cal, we got Kira. Kira, I have a question for you. I've had this question for quite a while, ever since I started thinking about why am I doing this? Why am I creating this documentary, yeah? And I'm thinking, it's got to be about the Queen, innit? Right? She's sort of a centerpiece of this story. And I thought, who better to ask this question than you, Kira? And so I must ask you, Kira, what brings out the Queen's kindness, you think?
Well, when she was around, I would say she was very vain. Yes, she was kind, but she did so to keep up appearances and only to push her own goals forward.
All right. That's interesting. That's interesting. Have you ever seen a moment of kindness from the Queen? Something that seemed to crack through that hard exterior?
Once, and that was when she gave me this weird stone.
Fascinating.
I've lived as a peasant my whole life. I didn't really get to see the Queen all that often.
Very true, very true. And yet you were on the journey for the diplomatic mission, but we must move on. Oh, wait, never mind. Let's not move on. We have a question from Cal. Sorry about that, mate. Didn't see you there.
I keep popping up at the very last minute. A cold hand gets placed upon your shoulder. You said we're moving on, huh? So, Kira, could you describe this stone for me?
I mean, it's black. It looks like a hook.
Does it have a faint purple glow within it at all?
It's
If
black.
if you gaze deeply into its core.
I can't see through stone.
Okay, then never mind. You should be good. I thought it might have been an amulet of demonic summoning. You're fine.
Why would the queen have this?
I don't know. Why did she
What are
have
you
20
doing?
ducks as
What have
pets?
you been doing to the queen?
She had the 20 ducks because she really, really, really loved to appreciate the way they sound.
That's fair. No, sometimes she just did things. I don't have all the answers. I just have rats. Would you like one?
I already have one.
Oh, right.
He keeps talking in my ear. It's weird. I don't know where he is right now, though.
Oh, wait, no, I think he's in this one, right?
No.
Oh, are there two Sanjays? Wait a minute. Do I not know my own rat?
We simply must move on at that point. We can't get into two Sanjays. That universe isn't meant for us. But the questions continue as we head to Lady Eliza, who must speak in a Minnesota accent thanks to these donations. We're so close to our goal, gang. Keep it going.
There we go.
Here, I'll join you in the Minnesota because I can't think of any voices anymore. Oh gosh,
great.
Lady Eliza, it looks like we're back at ya. We're gonna ask you another question here. So
for
let's
sure.
do it. Gosh, we've had so much fun and we've learned so much, And I know that you were close to the queen. You were a lady in waiting and she was there. And now that she's gone, what are you? You said that, those are your words. So I'm wondering, though, if we cut to the core of the matter here, let's be honest. In your eyes, what makes the queen so gosh darn ugly?
Oh, first of all, Vincent, you wanted to know what, you wanted to know what the thing that the queen was holding against me was. It was where I truly am from. It's from the north, don't you know? The queen, oh, jeez. Oof, Dad, the queen was ugly for many reasons, don't you know? The biggest one is that she made people change who they were. I don't like to pretend like I'm some rootin', highfalutin kind of a lady in waiting. I'm just really from the north. I like the snow. I like hanging out with my friends, and I like going to the river, don't you know, in my little cabin.
Wow. Wow, don't you know? I do know, as a matter of fact, but geez almighty. That's a great answer you're giving there. But it looks like we do have a couple questions here. I'm going to go to Aria first, and then we're going to head over to Kira, and then we're going to move on, all right, folks?
Oh, I can put this down now. I don't have to do that anymore.
So, you thought she was ugly for making you change who you were, but you still had those other meetings with her that you've been so keen on telling everyone else that I'm having, but some point
for
after
sure.
you're having, and nobody's said on that yet. But you were still okay with having these meetings, thinking she was so ugly?
Oh, who said that I was okay with it? Don't you know a lot of it came from blackmail?
You seem to blackmail a lot of people.
Wanted to keep my head, don't you know?
And Kira, you got a question there still?
Is that why she sent me the rat and this weird stone? Because now I can just do this. I have no idea where this comes from.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's a weapon there.
Don't know anything about
It's a
that.
prop.
Yeah, don't. That's new to me. Don't know much about that. Sorry.
Okay.
Well, it seems we must move on to our final round of questions. It looks like this next question goes to Wesley Kettering. Wesley, Your question is... All the lights focus in on you, Wesley. A spotlight moment on the couch
Bum, bum, bum.
as the director asks you this question.
Oh,
Yeah. Again, feel free. You're always allowed to pass up a question. We can go to the next one. But otherwise, the question is, other than the queen, there's somebody on this couch that you love. Why are you keeping it a secret?
The polycule is real.
Wesley will blush, beet red, like the tops of his ears up to his forehead. Like there's not a place that's just like, is this like well, keeping it secret usually is just the way of protecting his reputation. So I just kind of keep it secret so I don't end up sullying his good name and detracting from his duty.
All right. Lady Eliza, and then Cal.
Oh, well, I feel like this is probably the place to, get it all out there, considering.
You might have to just be plain about it there, Lady Eliza.
Oh, I think you should tell us.
And just kind of looks around and then looks at Vincent a little longer than he probably should.
Uh-huh. Camera zooms in, follows your look, and then zooms in on Vincent.
Not subtle at all.
Vincent
Text on the
looks
screen.
away. He does the Debbie right hair tuck for a hot second.
Incredible.
Not the Debbie Reynolds. Not Debbie Ryan. Whoever.
Debbie Ryan, yeah.
Debbie Ryan, thank you.
We'll take it. As we head to Cal for your question.
Cal, being a person who is very bad at recognizing social cues and subtle gestures and things like that, says, well, I think we all know who it is. You mentioned that you do not wish to say their name because they have such a good standing and are such a model person in this group. They have such a good reputation overall. It's okay. You don't have to say my name. We'll keep that a secret.
No, darling.
No, it's okay. You don't have to embarrass yourself for my sakes. It's okay.
No,
I have Sanjay,
no.
I think, and I'm happy.
Oh, no. Oh,
You don't even recognize your own rat.
You didn't even recognize.
I have at least 2,000 of these things. I'm gonna get them mixed up every once in a while.
Oh, okay. Sure.
Wesley's just like gonna scratch at the back of his neck and says, Cal, I don't mean to be real rude because my mama said that if I ain't got nothing nice to say, I should be quiet, but it is not you. I don't want you to I don't want to lead you on or make you think one thing when it isn't true. I guess since it's just out there. And Wesley will more pointedly face Vincent. This is
Points at Vincent.
I know it's been you point at Vincent because I know it's been a year, but maybe we can get to know each other better now that duty doesn't tie you up. So,
Ooh.
Vincent sits there for like a moment. You can visit. He's dark skinned, right? But like you can clearly see that he gets darker. Like he's definitely blushing. Face is like hot and stuff, and he's just like I think That would be that'd be swell. That'd be nice. That'd be
Oh,
pretty
for
great.
cute.
His voice gets higher and higher.
Yeah. You know what? I think it's going to be one of those things where Wesley is next to Vincent on the couch, and he's just going to reach out and kind of do the whole hand clasp thing, if Vincent will allow, and just kind of do the whole sitting next to each other on newfoundness in it, and just kind of hold his hand, if he'll allow.
Ungloved?
The scandal.
Scandal.
The scandal of it,
We
his
zoom
hands
in.
are challenged from
Zoom in
work, but,
on the
ungloved.
ungloved hands.
Ungloved behavior. I can't believe it.
Yeah.
This
Oh my
kingdom is going to
God.
hell.
Oh,
Ungloved
God.
behavior. Is that what is that what we're gonna start calling whores and stuff? Like, how did they like, no, that's not.
Behavior.
Don't go over there to those brothels over there and stuff. They're committing ungloved behavior.
And with that,
Heard my roommate
As
doing a
we-
lot of ungloved behavior last night, let me tell you.
everybody pull it together. We're almost here.
That's Justin telling us that, not the director. That's Justin.
Yeah, that was my voice.
Forcing.
Oh, I'm
together.
so sorry.
Look
That
at
one
Very good.
actually took
Lock
me.
in, guys.
Okay.
So,
Don't look at me
Center.
like that, Nat.
as the camera zooms out from the two hands caressing each other, we see the entire Queen's retinue sitting here on the couch. The camera pans from one to the other, all looking around, wondering what possibly could the next question be. As the lights dim once again, classic Vivaldi music playing in the background, the director asks this final question, which I will figure out. How do I help me out, Natalie? Hold on, I gotta talk to my executive producer.
Voice in the sky.
Perfect.
Help
There it
us.
is. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right, and the director looks at you all, and in my final voice, says, "Here it comes."
Yeah.
So listen. Oh no. Here it is. Understand this. I have a question for you, all of you. We've put together all of the pieces of information. We've paid graphic designers to make beautiful infographics for our documentary. But it all has led to this moment. We're finally gonna get down to the truth. I'm gonna ask all of you to hold your hand out like this. When the Queen was ambushed, did you help her? Now, on the count of 3, if you did help her, I want you to move your thumb up. If you did not help her, I want you to put your thumb down. Did you help the Queen? In 3, 2, 1. Okay, all right. Fascinating. Vincent, Moonflower, and Cat. Well, Calixous Doombringer kind of makes sense. Anyway, just kidding.
Damn, how dare you assume? But fair.
The lights immediately turn bright red, the 2 spotlights that are on Cal and Vincent, while the rest of you, they turn like a light shade of blue, showing the contrast between your 2 parties here. As we're going to go down the line, and I want you to describe what happened that day. The queen has been ambushed. And what did Vincent Moonflow do?
There were several attackers. And there were plenty of people to protect. There was only a few of us knights who were with her. And I saw opportunities to save everyone else. In the moment that I saw that the queen herself was in trouble, I did nothing. As much as I did love the queen, there were always rumors being spread about me and her, and I did not want anything like that from the queen whatsoever. So the first thought was, if she's not here, then they would stop.
Very interesting. Kira, what did you do that day?
I was just a farm girl. I'm not now. I don't know what the fuck I am, but I was there that day. I watched Wormtail over there. Rat tail. Sorry.
Wormtail.
Rat tail over there, running down the road towards where the queen was being attacked. And my cow got in his way, and he stepped on his cloak, and that's how the rat came into my possession. It wasn't the queen. I just picked up the cloak, and there was a rat in there, and it was squeaking, and I picked it up, and I gave it some food and water, and that's how I got whatever the fuck this is.
Very
and why he
interesting.
doesn't have a cloak. What kind of wizard doesn't have a cloak?
I've been asking myself the same question.
Oh, that's true.
But my next question is as follows. Aria, what did you do the day that the queen was ambushed?
So, like I said, I was thoroughly unprepared for a potential ambush. Weapons are dirty. I don't like to get my hands dirty. I bard, and that's what I do. So, but all those meetings that Lady Eliza felt so keen on sharing on a documentary with the world, all of those meetings did earn the queen a bit of a special place in my heart. So when she was ambushed, I did everything I could to try and get her away, but we got separated, and I don't know what happened from there.
Interesting. Very interesting. Cal, I'm curious to hear what you did the day the queen was ambushed.
I'm sure our lovely audience is. He looks directly into the camera. I had been a stalwart ally of the Queen for many years, as discussed. I had helped along with the process of growing the kingdom to what it is, undertaking whatever tasks she asked, and helping her more so build her power throughout the land. But for anybody that knows anything about the dark arts, you know that one of the final stages of a tutor teaching somebody is seeing if they have the ability to succeed without that person present, without their tutor present. I recognized the ambush as the Queen's final test. And so I knew I could not help her, and I would have to depart. That being said, though, that wasn't the only reason. For you see, there was a little inkling of me that wished to stay. That is until I saw Lady Eliza running to help the Queen. For you see, us practitioners of the dark arts have a sort of history with Minnesotans. Their ancestors were Vikings that raided the temples of my forefathers.
I need help.
And thus to know that I would be siding with one of my... Now, Lady Eliza, do not get me wrong. I do not exactly blame you for the misgivings of your ancestors, but there are simply some things that are not meant to be. So, after tripping upon a cow's hoof, as Kira so delightly decided to mention, and stealing my cloak... I summoned forth my rats, cloaked myself in them, and did a rat teleport away. At which point I met up with Vincent at a local tavern and told him, hey, I know that you're sad about the queen, but that Wesley fellow, don't want to alarm you. I think he might have been giving you a look.
Fascinating. Lady Eliza, what about you? We've heard some of what you did that day, apparently. Running, being Minnesotan. What else did you do that day?
I do being Minnesotan kind of every day, don't you know? I have two things I'd like to say before I get into what I did that day. First off, I have a question for Cal. You don't happen to enjoy, I don't know, wearing cheese on your head, do you?
Oh, boy.
I do have rats. I keep a ready supply of cheese handy.
I understand entirely now. So, first off, I would like to just simply say, Skull Vikes. But I was running towards the queen because, despite all the blackmail and all the bad things that she did to me, she was still my best friend, don't you know? And I would have done anything I could have to protect her, so I just ran as fast as I could, and I barricaded the two of us in her carriage, but they still got in, and now I have this scar on my rib cage that reminds me of, you know, my failure to protect my friend.
Heartbreaking. Truly tragic. I have lots of follow-up questions, but unfortunately we don't have the time. We have to move on to Wesley Kettering. Wesley, on the day of the attack, where were you? What were you doing?
Well, I was, as soon as I started hearing all the commotion of the ambush happening, I was immediately trying to get the queen to the stables so she might have a shot at once she got on a horse, just and get her out. Got her there, but they seem the folks that were ambushing seemed to have accounted for that, and it did not end well.
No, it did not end well for the queen that day. But luckily, the majority of her retinue did help her. And so despite her demise, there are those in this kingdom of Renthalia who still remember her fondly. And there are those filled with regret. Thank you so much for joining us for this incredible game of For the Queen. Thank you so much to our players and castmates for putting on such an incredible performance. Thank you to the chat and all of our friends and people at home who were able to donate and help us out and put us through the ringer of silly voices. It means the world that, people show up for things like this, given the state of the world. Organizing something like this for trans youth is, it seems like obvious to us, but it's not to the rest of the world. So that's awesome that we're here and we're making a difference each dollar at a time. So thank you guys so much. I'm trying to remember all the specific outro things that we're supposed to do for the cause. I feel like we're kind of, we can go around really quickly and just who you are, who you've been playing, and where people can find you. I'll kick us off. My name is Justin Galliani. I use they, them pronouns. Part of So You Want to Be a DM. You can find us all over the internet. And I've been the facilitator for this show, and I hope to do it again in the future. I hope you enjoyed it.
Woo.
Heading things over to Tommy.
Hi. Hello, I am Tommy. You can call me Thomas, T, Tommy Gun, or Troy, or Vincent. Don't ask about the Vincent. I have been playing Vincent in this wonderful game, filled with rumors and betrayals and all sorts of things. You can find me on Instagram. Oh, I finally changed it, by the way, Justin. It is no longer
Thank God.
TommyGun12. It is TommyGun94 on both Instagram and TikTok. I have a single thing now.
God, that's so funny. The amount of times I would go over to Instagram and tag you and be like, I can't find it. It's like Tommy underscore something underscore.
It's like
I was
T,
like,
it was T
on TikTok I could
underscore
find
T
you like
underscore
this, yeah.
Watkins. Like it was a
It
lot.
was crazy. But okay, heading over to Mel.
Hi everyone, my name's Mel. You can find me everywhere on the internet at MewHigh3312. I played Aria Fenwick, both using she, her pronouns, and super excited to be here. Apologies for the state of my voice.
No apologies necessary. As we head over to Corg.
Hi, I am Corg. I have been playing Calixous Doombringer, who's just a sweetheart, ain't he? You can find me on Twitch largely at Corg the Mighty, twitch.tv/Corg the Mighty, and also speaking of like TTRPG and like roleplay related things, later this week on a channel called TR Nickel, I'm going to be starting a Resident Evil TTRPG. Yeah, really excited. This Friday is when that's gonna be. So yeah,
Very cool. Very cool. Next up, AK.
Hi, I'm AK Warlock. You can find me at AK Warlock on pretty much everything. I have played Kira, the somehow now cursed farm girl.
Yeah, didn't see that coming, did you?
happens.
You know, it's just another Tuesday.
Just
Yeah.
like to the best of us, you know.
Yeah,
Just
you might be able to
Tuesday
get
for a
insurance
peasant
on
girl.
that, actually.
Yeah,
We
sometimes
have
rats be
curse
talking.
insurance? Curse insurance.
After AK, we
Or-
have Dakota.
Oh, hey there. My name is Dakota. I have been Lady Elizabeth Artbury. Yes, I am actually from Minnesota. Both myself, and Eliza use they, them pronouns. You can find me most places on the internet at Western Dakota. Tomorrow, you can find me over at So You Want to Be a DM doing some really cool things.
Yeah.
I do a lot of APs. I usually would list them all, but there's too many to list. And I also do a really cool podcast called Gridiron Geeks, where we talk about all things nerd culture, all things football. So if you like the two, you should totally check us out. And one last really loud Skull Vikes, fuck guys, free Palestine, protect the dolls.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. And last but certainly not least, we have Wolfgar. I can hear you.
You're good.
I just want to call out. I don't think I'm hearing Wolfgar on the stream.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
That's
I
I
can
don't know
hear-
why that's happening.
Oh, I can hear Wolfgar on the Video Ninja, but I don't know about the stream.
Yeah.
At least
Tell
it's
Twitch
works at the
to
very
stop
end
messing up,
of
please.
things.
Mm.
Huh. Well, that was Wolfgar, and they played Wesley. And you can find them at Reaper Wolfgar everywhere that matters. is the way that they've phrased it, which I love, because there's some sites that they're not going to be on because that site doesn't matter. So don't even try and find them there. And I love that. That's conviction. So gang, again, thank you so much. An extra thanks to Natalie for putting this on and for organizing and for doing the tech and all of the incredible things like that. We appreciate and love you. And without further ado, I think that's it. I think we're kind of done here, folks. So see you next time.
Bye.
Follow us on all those.